Deep in the ocean, an orca pod is on the hunt. But these aren't your average orcas. These guys are organized.
Marketing team, did you get those social media posts scheduled for the SEAL migration?
Aye, Captain. We even have an automated notification for all pod managers when they go live.
They use Monday.com to keep their teamwork sharp, their communication clear, and their goals in sight. Monday.com. For whatever you run, even orcas. Go to Monday.com to dive deeper.
Welcome to part 2 of my interview alone. Hennessy wasn't there. What funny thing can I say? Welcome to part 2 of my interview with the author, educator, single mother by choice, Rachel Simmons. Hennessy was also in the room, and it was 900 degrees.
Well, I don't see the point in waiting any longer. So let's bring her out. Our star attraction, the one you came to see. Ladies and gentlemen, the one, the only, Miss Judy Gold.
So you're brokenhearted. You're like, I got to write this book. Do you just tunnel vision?
No, I watched Sex and the City for a year.
Okay.
And then I'm late.
Are you getting up, writing?
Yeah, trying. I mostly am writing things on little index cards like "Don't call her" and taping it next to the phone. Hennessy's
Really?
Yeah.
It's so sad.
It was
Right.
It was so sad. It was here are all the people you can call instead.
Right.
That's what I was reading a book called it's called A Breakup Because It's Broken.
Right.
Have you ever seen that book?
No.
It's so good.
It is?
Yeah, no, it's
Called A
actually
Breakup?
really called A Breakup because it's broken. It's very helpful. I just want to recommend it to everyone. Don't buy my book, buy that book.
Yeah. Now, were you living in your nice apartment in Park Slope at this time?
Yeah, that was a really nice apartment because all the bullies of America definitely bought me my first apartment. In New
And
York.
what about your
Thank
dog,
you.
Rosie?
Oh, Rosie.
You had Rosie
I
at this
had my
time.
little Rosie, my Westie.
And then
I had Rosie in a succession of failed relationships.
That's great.
Yeah, it was great. A lot of therapy. A lot of craft beer.
Did you have friends that you had when you were Oprahizing and Today Showizing that you were like showbiz friends? And then we're like, oh, you're not really my friend. Did you have that?
Not really.
Wow.
I don't
Okay.
know. I was never I was never that into that
Right.
world. I don't know. After I was I just wanted to do my thing. I
And
just wanted to buy hats at Barney's. I
Right.
know it sounds really dumb, but I probably could have been more of a player than I was.
Right. It's then you have to work. It's so much work and fakeness. I can't deal with fakeness.
I honestly don't think I fully understood what had happened to me,
Right.
and I was just happy that I didn't have to go to law school.
If you could go back and talk to that 27-year-old, what would you say besides
Stop buying fucking hats at Barney's and put that into a 529 for your future child, you idiot.
Oh God, what I yeah.
Right? I mean, just
exactly.
come on, man.
Shit, I wasted my money on. Okay.
God.
It's so specific too. Hats at Barney's.
I was so
Because
proud of the hats at Barney's.
there were things we would fly. We would waste so much fucking money on
Yeah.
stupid shit.
Yeah.
You then wrote Odd Girl Speaks Out.
Yeah, let's pretend that didn't happen.
That didn't happen. Next. The Curse of the Good Girl.
Yeah. No, that was the book that I was heartbroken for.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's sort of a drama of the gifted child
Kind
sequel.
of. Yeah, a little
Yes.
bit. Yeah.
Mhm.
It's all about just what happens when you grow up trying to please other people.
Right.
And,
Which is what most women do.
Yeah.
And now this new book, Enough as She Is fascinating. Now, as I was reading it, then I had to write down the shit that I wanted to fucking talk to you about. Okay? Number one, because I have a 16-year-old son and a 21-year-old son. Here's the one thing that I have to say about my sons, which I don't know if this is a new thing. I don't know if it's because they have lesbian parents, but both of them have best friends who are female. Is that a normal thing?
It can be, sure.
I mean, Henry has friends who are girls, but Ben's best friend in the whole world, Harley, they're just best friends.
Totally normal, especially as you get older. There's
he's 16. I didn't have
that generation is so much
woke.
So much more woke. Than,
Yeah, it's another one I fucking hate.
But it's true. I never have to explain myself to anyone under your son's age.
Right.
You know, ever. Anyone my
But
age
you're going to
and older.
explain yourself to me.
I will continue to for the rest.
Oh, God. We left the door open. All right. So,
It's so hot.
that's one thing I noticed. I also feel like because they have lesbo parents, they never think a woman can't do something. You know,
Yeah.
right. So,
And they probably are attracted to strong women.
right.
I think it's totally normal.
Okay. So, these are the things as a mother of a 16-year-old. Selfies.
Yeah.
I go on the internet. I will go on the Instagram and I will go on the Twitter. I don't have I can't even deal. What is Snapchat? You make a thing, you text with pictures and why are you looking at your phone?
Because the reason why I'm looking at my phone
Is
is
it
that
better
my,
be
my
SD?
daughter has one parent and you're looking at her. And
I love
there
you.
are
SD.
SD,
Okay.
so Jewish. And my sitter is sick, and
Who
I've
is
had
it?
to. Well, her name is Alita. She's sick.
Not Jewish.
I've had to. No, actually, she's Jewish.
She is?
Yeah.
Alita?
Alita, ELITA. Mm-hmm.
Really?
Yeah,
Go ahead.
it's a half-hearted bell ring. So
know.
Alita's sick, and I had to enlist 17 different people to
I
deal
know.
with
I
my
used to
kid
have
today.
to do that.
So that's why I was looking at the phone just
Okay,
to make
that's
sure
all right.
the
You can
transition's
do
going
that.
okay. So go ahead.
All right.
Go
So
ahead.
I
Go ahead.
have these questions because
Parker.
Turk. Okay, so
Sorry,
I go
sorry.
on and I'll look at my kids' feeds. Is that what
Do you
it is?
want to know what Snapchat is first, or was that just
So,
like a-
Snapchat is
opening
I
filler
tried to
thing?
find out last night. Do Snapchat. What
so
is it?
Snapchat is when you can send somebody a picture or video and it disappears in 10 seconds.
Right, but it doesn't really
You can-
disappear.
Well, only if you take a screenshot of it or you somehow save it. It really does disappear. You can also have a Snapchat story,
Right.
which is available to anyone
Right.
over the course of 24 hours, and after that, it disappears.
And what's the purpose of that? That they have no
It's
attention
actually
span?
pretty cool. No, I mean, the purpose of that is so if you think about Instagram is like a much more permanent thing. Right. It's there forever, or as
Right.
long as you're willing to have it up there. And so therefore kids, especially kids, take much more care to have a perfect post.
Right.
Whereas if you know something's going to disappear in 10 seconds, you can be way more authentic.
Right.
You can make
Oh,
a funny
that's true.
face. You can take a picture of a booger. Nobody cares.
Right.
It's not like a,
But I look at some of these photos. What are you videotaping? Yourself? Okay.
A little bit.
I look at these Instagram. They're so provocative. I mean, these girls dress up. It's too much with the
Oh, you mean like with the booby showing and everything?
yeah. What is that? Okay,
Um,
I have this is one of the major topics I wanted to discuss with you. The fact that I'm a feminist. You should wear whatever you want to. But seriously, do you have to walk around with your tits hanging out and your ass hanging out?
Well-
I don't get it. I don't. It's like
Yeah, you don't get why it's seen as like a badge of empowerment. It is a really tricky kind of divide in feminism.
I feel like it's because guys are fucking, pigs, straight guys, straight men. They objectify.
And they don't have to cover their nipples.
Right. They don't have to cover anything. No.
Free the nipple.
Yeah, but they have to. You never see their fucking cocks. It's like and then they get. I don't know. I just feel like.
Sorry, what are we talking about?
Do you think dressing provocatively? And I'm not just saying oh, you can see my cleavage. I'm talking about what I'm talking about. Really bad, right? Really. You could.
Yeah, no, I got you.
What do you think that's empowerment, or is that I need attention from guys, or?
I think it just depends. I think it depends on the person. Look, I wouldn't want my daughter when she's in 8th
Right.
grade or 10th grade necessarily posting really revealing pictures of herself. Now, I say that as a parent. To her, it might feel like a way of expressing herself, saying I'm in charge of my body and how my body is going to be seen. The problem is, what I say to girls all the time is you're only seeing typically among your friends a certain kind of body being shown off on
Right.
Instagram. It's a body that complies with the rules of society around
Right.
being thin. And so if we were to see a wider range of bodies being shown off
Right.
as a sign of empowerment, I'd be more inclined to think, yeah, that is absolutely a feminist thing to do.
Right.
But it seems like a very narrow version of what is sexy which in turn kind of makes it a little fishy that this is absolutely empowering. Like it's empowering on whose terms?
When is cottage cheese on the back of your legs going to be sexy? That's what I want to know.
Wow, I
I
was
think
like, where's
it's so fucking sexy. I love a little
cellulite.
a little dimples
Really?
on the back of the thighs. Something to bite into, you know.
All right. What did you just turn into? Fucking Spanish? What is that?
Oh, I don't know. Did I get
Yeah,
an accent?
you did.
That's
I
a
think
Hawaiian.
I felt,
That's a
can you
Hawaiiana.
break into like Despacito now?
No, but I can break into pidgin Hawaiian accent. Oh, cause I like when biting the thighs.
All right, great.
Wait. Speaking of Despacito, have you ever seen the lyrics in English to that song?
No.
It's a lot. Speaking of sex.
Oh yeah.
Really?
Yeah, it's a lot.
Okay.
I just didn't realize.
I have noticed, by the way, you interviewed 96 girls for this book between the ages of 15 and 24, mostly middle class, right? And there are, all right, so I've noticed a lot, and I hang around with comics all the time. A lot of apologizing. The women apologize a lot or are concerned or worried about other people's feelings. Where the guys are like, fuck that shit, the amount of time we waste feeling bad I think about if I could get time back, it would be the hours I've spent like picking my cuticles, feeling like I did something
Forgot
wrong.
about the cuticle picking.
Yeah, I'm not that bad anymore. I'm
Really?
not.
Yeah, they look
I
pretty good.
stopped.
They look
yeah.
pretty good.
Yeah, I stopped.
Yeah.
But
Polish.
no, I can't. That's too much. But the amount of anxiety, like you talk a lot about anxiety and depression in this book.
Yeah, and ruminating. I think you're
Right.
talking a lot about like
rumination.
overthinking.
Yes, rumination.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just made that sound so Jewish.
But I know. I was just gonna. I went to go to the bell. Rumination.
Fluid Adonai,
Adonai.
rumination. Sorry, I just felt like that.
But there is. What is that? That room, like just
So it's a thing that women and girls. So ruminating is perseverating, overthinking, like repetitively.
perseverating,
Yeah,
like
repetitive.
persevere. Yeah, Go
Right,
ahead.
except but not in a good way. Right?
Right.
It's like going around and around in your head about something.
Right.
Without solution.
Right.
And not only do women and girls disproportionately ruminate, but it's linked to anxiety and depression.
Right.
And it's linked to binge eating. Mm-hmm. Check.
Sorry, these are all Jewish.
It's it's linked to a loss of motivation, not so much, a loss of problem solving skills. And a lot of people don't know what it is, especially teenage girls. And I
right.
didn't
You can't
realize-
identify it.
Yeah, so they're thinking to themselves like, "Oh, I can't stop wondering why this person hasn't texted me back, or if I sounded
Right.
stupid today in class, or whether or not this person's mad at me." And I think that by thinking about it a lot, I'm getting closer to solving the problem, which I'm not. And a lot of people just do that. We think like, "Oh, if we keep thinking about it, we'll be in control," but
Right.
we're not.
But don't you think there's less rumination with social media? Because I would ruminate pre being able to text, and
Yeah.
you could ruminate for days until you talked to the person or bumped into the person. Like
Right.
now, don't you think the rumination period is shorter?
That's a great point.
Thank you.
I do feel like, the rumination can be shorter, but you can also ruminate more because, yes, you might get an instant answer,
Right.
or you might not get an answer, and you know somebody could be answering you.
Right. Oh, that's
So,
true.
right,
That is
And
so
true.
you can see when they were last online,
Yeah.
and you know that, oh, they saw my thing, but they didn't
Right.
say anything.
Right,
What
and
does that
social
mean?
media. So people who build apps for social media are building that insecurity right into the
Right.
infrastructure, right, of the platform. So in other words, when you know something's been seen, like Hennessy just said, then you know that someone
Right.
has seen something. Like, for example, the read receipts on text. It's like, well,
Right.
why didn't they respond to me? I know they just saw it. That goes right.
I
up
don't
my
even.
ass.
How do you even do that?
Don't
How
tell
do you-
her. Just don't tell her.
Oh, no,
don't
never.
Tell her. Never tell her how to do that.
I disabled it from her phone.
Yeah,
You
should.
did?
It would,
Fuck
I actually
yes.
feel like you'd have a nervous breakdown.
You disabled the.
Yes.
Okay. So you
He's like your handler.
you say that there's an epidemic of stress. There's twice as many girls are as boys are depressed, and also what I find interesting is that you say there's more loneliness since social media.
Yeah, and that's not my data. I mean, there's definitely
Right.
There was a great article in the Atlantic last fall by Jean Twenge, who's a professor at San Diego
What's
State
her name?
University. Jean Twenge. Take her. Anyway, it's an
Jean Twenge.
amazing.
What? Hi, Jean Twenge's office. Twenge? That sounds like, a tick or
Twangy?
something.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm saying it wrong.
A tinge of twang.
Jean Twenge's office. How can I help
Judith
you?
Gold cutting to the heart of the content.
All right, sorry. Yeah. So Atlantic, Jean Twenge. Yeah. I'm saying.
So the Atlantic she published all this data in her book iGen, which is all about how social media is basically causing the decline of youth and civilization,
Right.
but certainly linked to more loneliness. I actually believe, and I just wrote an article in the Washington Post about this, that in part, that first of all, if we blame social media for loneliness, then it's like we're taking the blame off of adults for doing
Right.
things that actually cause loneliness in kids, like
Right.
pressuring them to work all the time,
Right.
or helicopter parenting and not letting kids like form relationships on their own or
Right.
do things in an unstructured way. So like there's plenty of blame to put on us as parents. We don't need to impugn social media. And then the other thing is that I'm just not sure that social media is the cause of loneliness as much as kids not necessarily. Like my demographic that I'm looking at right now is young adults.
Right.
And I think a lot of them feel like if they're not busy all the time, they're doing something wrong.
Yeah.
Like they have to be always occupied, which means that even if they're around other people, if they're always working towards a goal that has nothing to do with hanging out, then they don't have meaningful conversations.
So,
Do you remember going to college and just like doing nothing?
Right. I do. I remember that.
They don't do that anymore.
Right. But I also remember as a kid, I'm bored. I'm going to go outside and find something to do. Like
Yeah.
no one goes outside to find something to do.
But it's partly because so many kids have structured lives.
Right.
Like they're always
yeah,
in
it wasn't
activities.
like It wasn't like my mother was like, Judith, let's go. We have violin, piano, and basketball.
Yeah.
Okay. I know. My sister's always like, she didn't take us anywhere. Whatever. I think there's something about the fact that these kids don't know how to be bored.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean?
100%
And
agree with that.
and I have talked about this, that so many great things are created from boredom.
Yeah.
Art, arts, engineering,
Crime.
crime, exactly. Now, you say the girls, the confidence of girls.
Wait, can we go back to your point, which
Yeah.
is really smart?
I'm sorry, what? I didn't hear that.
I want to no. Can we go back to
really-
the point,
yeah,
which
okay.
is really
She
smart?
knows how to
Right.
get you to shut up.
Yeah.
No, I want to go back to the point, which is I agree. So what happens is, just to continue what you're saying, when the kids are bored, they think boredom is lonely.
Right.
Because they don't know how to not be doing something.
Right.
And so they mistake like a lack of doing something for loneliness, unhappiness. Because I do think being on your own and being unstructured and being bored is a skill.
Right.
So
I mean, it's hard. I know. I mean, take it to the next level. Being self-employed as an artist and going, oh my God, I have no work. I have to create, there's this, I have to be creative, but I have to make a fucking living. There's this whole, oh my God, I'm not busy. And then when I'm busy, I'm like, oh my God, I wish I wasn't busy so I could create. And then when I'm not creating, I'm like, when I'm not busy, I'm like paranoid that I'm not, it's a
Oh my
fucking
God, me
vicious
too.
circle.
I'm in the same spot.
It's so horrible.
Yes.
You say confidence bottoms out in 9th grade with girls.
Did I say that?
Mhm.
Cool.
Confidence bottoms out,
I mean,
and that competence doesn't equal confidence.
Right. And I think one of the things that I think we've done a really bad job of is assuming that just because we're giving girls lots of opportunities that they have the confidence to take advantage
Right,
of them.
right.
Like we have structurally changed the world for girls, which is awesome, but
Right.
there are a lot of vestiges of like psychologically being told that you're less than and experiencing life as less than
Right.
that girls are still catching up to. I also think that, and this goes back to overthinking, that when you are socialized to please other people, you have to spend a lot of time worrying about what other people
Right,
think.
what other people
That's-
think, yeah.
It's not just that you're being enculturated, to use a big word, to take care of people.
I like that. Yeah.
Oh, Tucker. It's also just to make sure we walk that back to the level that
Yeah.
we're really speaking
Yeah,
at.
yes.
But like if you've been enculturated to take care of other people, then you're also spending a ton of time, like you said, like expending a lot of inner
Right.
resources worrying about have you pleased them? Are they mad at you?
Right.
And so that's a real problem, and it cuts into your confidence if you're always worrying, because it's like we make fun of men for being like, I don't know what that person thinks, I don't care, or like what's the inside of like. If you Google this or you go on YouTube, you can find like the inside of Homer Simpson's head, like all the different ways that they've made fun of Homer Simpson's inside of his brain. It's always like a Mickey Mouse going like, right, because he's not dwelling on anything, and we make fun of that, but there is some truth to that.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Do you ever think about switching insurance companies to see if you could save some cash? Progressive makes it easy to see if you could save when you bundle your home and auto policies. Try it at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Potential savings will vary. Not available in all states.
Now, you, what?
I got snaps from Hennessy. That's a college thing. Getting snaps.
Yeah, that's a hippie thing from like.
It is?
Yeah.
Oh, we do a lot of snapping in college.
It's a beatnik hippie 60s thing. Yeah, 60s. You talk about how to, because most girls are like, I'm fat, I'm really fat, which I say all the time, like, because I am. I mean, a little, but anyway, but you kind of give advice on how a parent should talk to their daughter when they're unhappy with their body.
Yeah. And by the way, like the first thing you should do before you even talk to your daughter is just like check yourself and make sure you're not the one who is modeling, I'm so fat and I'm so gross and I didn't eat, I ate too much, or I was good today, or I was bad today, or look at that woman's body. Because that's where a lot of girls learn it, is either from other girls or from the women in their lives.
Right. Now, how does this fat fuck, Donald Fuckface fuckhead, like, how did these guys
229, 239? What is he?
Oh yeah,
I know, I'm kidding.
But how did these? It's like I don't understand. Like these guys are fat. Like you even watch like sitcoms.
Television.
The guy is so fucking fat, and the woman is like,
it blows me away.
What is that?
I mean, the tolerance that we have for like men's ability to kind of cross the conventionally beautiful line.
Right.
It almost, I mean, in a way. So I don't know why this makes me think of this, but like we also show tolerance to women around masculinity, right? So we let women be much more masculine than we let men be feminine.
I don't agree with that.
It is absolutely true.
I think that, well, I guess from a female perspective, I always thought like when guys who were really like, oh my God, like straight women love them.
Yeah, dude, they get
straight
completely
women
like put in fucking closets when they're like.
Also, if you're a gay
grade.
man and you're more feminine, the rest of the gay male community fucking hates you.
I get
no one wants to fuck you on Grindr. They're like, I want a masculine dude. I'm a mask for a mask.
Right.
Not that I know anything about that because I'm straight.
No, but I'm just saying, I've always felt like being a big dyke in show business is less appealing. Like there's drag queens. They have shows about drag queens. They don't have shows about drag
Yeah, I see where you're going with that.
Because you were born with a pussy. I don't make as much sense as a trans female. You don't look at trans males because I was born with a pussy. They were born with cocks.
Do you have to say pussy and cock?
But that's what it boils down to. It's all about our peepees,
but
right?
What I'm talking... Oh, we've had this fucking fight before. I'm talking about females who are masculine as adults are not, it's sorry.
I'm agreeing with you.
But men who were, it's like, all right, Will and Grace.
I guess I was thinking about it more for young people.
Okay.
Sorry. I think you're right.
I'm sorry, what?
Taka. All right. Taka. Taka, everybody. She was right.
Go ahead.
77% of kids
are assholes. What?
Do you think Este's going to be an asshole?
It's my worst nightmare.
Okay. Don't you think it's amazing that you had a fucking daughter?
Yeah, you haven't even mentioned I'm a single mom by choice.
Oh, single mom by choice.
Very proud.
Do you?
It is amazing. I mean, it's super karmic, right?
I mean, because usually when
thank you.
Usually it's a boy a lot of times with the lesbos.
Yeah.
She's
so girly too.
I know.
Everybody looks at me in town and thinks, oh, of course, like Rachel Simmons has this like crazy feminist daughter and like doesn't let her kid watch. I mean, literally, like we have personally funded the Disney princess merchandise.
What about my kids are like, they're so fucking boys. Are they not like? Literally, I want to kill like they smell. They were throwing oranges at each other the other. I was like, can you like they beat the shit out of each other.
Yeah, they're being guys.
Right, but there's nothing like I'm like, don't you want to go to a play? Nothing.
Does she like Barbie?
She doesn't learned about Barbie yet. She just likes all of the princess stuff. She thinks she's a princess. She's also discovered makeup, and jewelry.
Right.
I mean, it's out of control.
That's so
she
funny.
anoints herself with like everything in the morning before she goes. Sorry, that was me.
No, that was me.
It was.
I went like that.
Oh.
Her podcast will be the most feminist.
It's
So,
maybe.
all right. So this I found interesting. 77% of girls turn to their mothers for advice to achieve goals. 86% of parents make them feel braver and better. And I mean, you think it's like I feel like a lot of parents are like, oh, I have no control. They're with the kid in it. But I think that after reading this, parents have a major influence on, you know.
Totally. I think that it's very problematic to say that teenagers are determined to totally separate from their parents, and that parents can like leave some food and water outside the door and like they're fine. Right. Like actually teenagers really care about what their parents think and say. It's just that they connect with us in very unsatisfying ways, right? Like but rolling their eyes at you and like telling you that you're clueless and, you know, acting like you have no idea what's going on. That's all a form of connection. It's just not like the way they used to connect. Like my 6-year-old thinks I'm pretty awesome, but a few short years from now, she's not going to do that at all. It doesn't mean she's not connecting. It just means she's like trying to negotiate who she is with me.
Right.
So I think that's why I wanted to include that data to say that just because your kid acts like they think you're clueless doesn't mean they're not still paying attention to you.
What do you say?
We'll play that back for you in 10 years.
What do you say? You're a parent of a very attractive, beautiful child who's like, I'm fat. I love it. Like, what do you say to that child?
Yeah, it's good to get back to that. I think you say like, what makes you say that? Like what?
Okay,
what
that's
makes
good.
I mean,
why are you saying?
Yeah, and like, how are you feeling? Also, like, because sometimes I think girls will say, you know, I feel fat or I feel ugly because it's actually like a way of talking about a deeper feeling that they're having.
Right.
Like, I feel insecure, or I feel lonely, or I feel like I'm not that well liked by my friends.
Right.
So I think it's important to say like, and how are you feeling, and what happened did anything happen today to make you feel that way?
Right.
Maybe they weren't accepted by their friends, and they've decided to
Why
interpret
are girls
that.
so cunty? I mean,
They're more
just
thinky.
like episode title. I just don't. It's like with like Henry. You know, I have the son. It's like, yeah, let's play. Yeah, they don't get mad at each other. It's
That's
like
not true. Guys totally get mad at
I
each
mean,
other.
they do. They're like they'll think they're assholes. But it's all right. This is a really horrible example. But I was thinking about this when I was reading your book. Like, Orange Fuckface, the president, and Rocket Man. Okay. Okay, so they have this feud where they're calling each other names and now it's like, oh, they're friends. Like, two women would never get over that.
True. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Like, what is that?
Yep. I think it's a couple of things. One is that I think that guys have much more practice, like talking trash to each other.
Right.
Like even I listen to Pod Save America.
I do too.
Yeah.
Even though they need a girl on there.
Yeah, they have once in a while.
No, I know, but they're very.
It's very
Judy.
broy. It's very broy.
It's all. Did we discuss? Who did I
feel
discuss?
Like maybe we talked about this on text. We may have
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah, I think we texted about
But
that. Yeah.
One thing you can notice about them is that they roast each other all the time.
Right.
They like take the piss out of each other, to use like a British phrase.
Right. But comics do that. Like, I do that with my comic-y
right.
friend.
So
yeah.
you have but that's like being comfortable both kind of insulting someone and being insulted. That's like a skill or a muscle that you have to flex. And if you don't do that a lot, then it comes as like a really
right.
like,
But
sting.
laughing at yourself is so fucking funny. Like, it's so
says
all right.
you.
No, I did a roast.
I was about to say, how many roasts have you done for women? 0.
I'm doing the Gloria Allred roast.
Okay, but like how many roasts happen for women?
Never.
How many
but
women?
how many
Right,
times?
I asked my
No, but
case.
I'm just saying, you're on the dais. So this is true. I did a private roast that I'm not supposed to talk about in New Jersey. I was on I was the only woman, of course, on that was roasting.
Was it for Bruce Springsteen?
No,
a little bit.
no, it wasn't even anyone.
John Bon Jovi?
No, it wasn't even anyone famous. All right, and so
Chris Christie.
No, but close. No, I knew every joke about me was that I'm a dyke and I'm gigantic and blah blah blah. And I'm fine with that because I knew all the guys that were roasting me. I was like, okay, that's funny. One said, she's so huge. Her vibrator is a bald guy having an epileptic fit. Okay. Which I was like, oh, that's kind of funny. All right. So then there's a guy that goes on that's a sports guy, and he goes on after I've already listened to 800 jokes about how I'm a big dyke and I'm huge, right? And I don't really know him that well. And he calls me Ron Gronkowski. Who's the football player?
Gronkowski?
Yeah, Gronkowski. And I was like,
Patriots?
Yeah. Because Judy also knows. And I was just like, really? Like, that is, and I never get upset about things.
Yeah.
But I was just like, all right, enough.
But that's so random that's what you got.
That's the one thing I got upset about.
Was it because he didn't know you?
It could be, and it's like, come on, it's
just seems like
too
low-hanging
easy.
fruit.
It's too easy. I don't know. Like, the vibrator joke is fucking hilarious because it's not like
it's creative,
right? It's like, oh, Gronkowski's a football player.
So did it upset you because it wasn't funny, or
it was? I don't know if it was a ping, like because I got, because every day I went to school and got called Bigfoot and Sasquatch,
Yeah.
So, I mean, it was every fucking minute. Like from the minute I fucking walked out the door, Claude, Bigfoot, Sasquatch, Orca. Like it was just like, all right, enough already, you fucking asshole. So I don't know if it was that, but I don't know. So that really pissed me off. Yeah, but I do find I like that. I think it's funny to be made fun of, like by people I know who I know love me, and like
I can't stand it.
Like SNL.
I am a girl.
Like if you could have been parodied on SNL, would you be upset about it?
100%.
Oh, I think it was the fucking funniest thing, and I'd be like, oh my god, I've arrived. Like fuckface.
How were you ever friends with Judy?
Yeah.
Me?
Yeah.
I don't know. You were pretty
Yeah, I'm normal.
gentle. I can do like gentle jokes.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know about but I do want to make the point again that I don't think girls and women get permission to like talk shit about each other.
Right.
And I will say one last thing about this, which I think you will find interesting.
Yes.
Which is that when girls are observed playing on the playground, well, actually, I'll never forget this. So when there's a difference between how boys and girls fight on the playground.
Mm-hmm.
So when boys tend to fight over a game on the playground, they tend to be like, okay, what are the rules?
Right.
They revert to the rules. And they're like, okay, whoever has the right rule gets to like continue, and then they continue playing the game.
Right.
When girls have a fight on the playground, they just like are like, fuck you, and they walk away and the game's over.
The game's over.
Right.
Yeah,
They can't.
yeah.
So in other words,
Or even
conflict-
if they do talk about it, the game is still over, and now they're having like a bonding moment.
Yeah, and thank you, and that's a really good point, which is that oftentimes for girls there's like there's a way in which girls end up forming bonds as a result of conflict. So it's like, oh my god, Hennessy, can you believe Judy and like what an asshole she is? And
Right.
like, oh my god, let's go to lunch.
Right? Okay, cool.
Totally love you.
Okay, love you.
Okay, see, and now like Judy.
Yeah, it is a triangle thing.
Yeah.
Girls like the triangle
They
things.
do. They do. I just saw it happen with Chemda and two of her friends.
What happened?
One of them.
And Chemda's 40, right?
And Chemda's 40. That's what you get for being
Right.
friends with 20-something-year-olds, I guess. But yeah, one of them triangulated her out and took, like, it was crazy, like, used her, triangulated her, and then left her behind.
Why do you think that women can't get over shit and guys can get over shit?
Well, I think it goes back to the comfort with conflict. Like if you're comfortable with conflict and you have an experience of conflict not ending relationships, but just being part of a relationship, then it doesn't feel catastrophic or, like so earth-shattering such that it has to fundamentally alter your relationship. Next.
Go.
Tucker.
Do you think if Hillary Clinton had a wiener and was named Harry Clinton, he would have won?
Probably.
Like, no doubt. I have no doubt that when you watched the debate, I'm assuming you watched the debate, where he was
Which one? The one where he
hovering
was
over, yeah,
where he was Me Tooing?
was the most uncomfortable. Like I thought
Painful.
he's never going to win. He
Right.
ca-
Well, and she could never win because no matter how she reacted,
It would have
right,
been wrong.
It would have been wrong.
It was like Obama could never get angry
Right,
because
if
he's
she-
black.
Correct. So if she got angry, she would have been shrill. By doing nothing, she looked wooden, like she wasn't, taking a stand and being fiery. I mean, you just can't win.
Where is this Me Too shit going?
Well, I'd like the Me Too shit to start including more girls.
Right.
68% of high school girls say they've been sexually harassed at one point, according to a Department of Justice study. Mm-hmm. I mean, I think it's great, obviously, that,
Right.
Me Too and Time's Up are focusing on, giving all kinds of women access to funding to, legal defense funds. I mean, legal funds, not defense funds, but legal funds. The problem, though, is that like girls need to be part of that conversation and they're not. And that's very common, right? I mean, women's and girls' movements tend to happen very separately from each other. So where is it going? I mean, it needs to age down a little bit. Like we do need to raise girls who take their own voices seriously
Right.
enough to raise them and say, like, you can't do this to me. And that's part of what my book's about, which is that, like, if girls are constantly feeling like they're not enough as they are, how are they going to take their voices seriously and authorize themselves to take risks, to
Right.
speak up, right? So
And feel comfortable doing that.
exactly, and just give themselves permission.
The Aziz Ansari article, did you read it?
About what's
The
her name,
bad
Grace?
date?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Thoughts?
I think it's hard that she didn't go on the record.
Right.
I think there was an article by Bari Weiss in the New York Times, which I think summed up kind of how I felt about it, which is that it felt like a bad date.
Exactly. I read that too. It
And-
was like you had a bad date. He doesn't read cues.
Yeah.
I talked about it with Henry, and he said, he was
I think it's emblematic of like it makes sense to me that it happened because I think it's a moment after like Me Too just again started to authorize
Right.
like voices being raised. But I mean it kind of came out of nowhere, sort of like that question.
Right.
But it like kind of came out of nowhere of like a random website. Oh, don't
okay.
glare at me.
Fuck you.
No, I just
have
was like
things.
Aziz on. Sorry, no, I just wish.
No,
I'd
but
been
I'm just
prepped
talking.
for
It was part of
No,
the
totally.
Me Too
oh
thing.
my
It's
God.
like,
Who's
all right.
a little sensy.
I'm sorry.
So
I'm
sensy.
sorry. I'm sorry. Please love
Weren't
me.
we just talking
Don't have
about
a
how you love
melty.
being roasted? Yeah,
Having
we
a
have a
melty.
melty sensei.
She's just jelly.
I have 87%. I don't need to plug my phone in, you fucking assholes. All right, go ahead.
So I think that it was a complicated piece. And
Yeah,
I think if we conflate having a bad date with being assaulted, it's not a good place
Right.
for
I
us
think
to
it
be.
undoes a
Yeah.
lot of the shit.
And
now,
I think it also makes it. There's going to be a real backlash against women,
Right.
If we are not careful about the how we define assault and transgression of boundaries
Right.
and all of that.
I also find, and I've discussed this with other comics.
Wait, one more thing about that.
Yes, go.
Gaha Takar. She actually, this is the thing that was hard about that story was that the woman, I think her pseudonym was Grace, really talked about sort of expecting Aziz Ansari to essentially read her mind.
Right,
And
that's
read
true.
her nonverbal cues.
Right.
Without really
And-
verbalizing her no. And that, again, is like a really
Right.
slippery slope to go
And
down.
also, she did do the sexual things he asked her to do.
Right. That in and of itself, like, I mean, sure, if she didn't feel like she was giving consent, then okay. But essentially, part of what she's angry about was that he didn't read the nonverbal
Right,
cues.
right,
And that's
right.
more
That-
of a problem,
right.
Yeah.
expecting somebody to do that.
Yeah, I mean, he's kind of a nerd.
Well, that's what Henry said. Henry's
Yeah.
like, he's probably like was such a nerd.
Yeah.
No, and now he's like, and Henry said, once you have a hard on, that's what rules your life.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
He said, a guy with a hard on, that's all he thinks about. And he said, he was probably like this nerdy Indian kid who was, and is now like, oh, I can get
Well, he still is a nerd, but,
Right.
But a lot of times, those kinds of personalities don't. I'm generalizing them as nerds, but
Yeah.
a lot of personalities end up being tagged as nerds. They just are. Where's it? Reading social cues.
Right. Now, I have this thing about, so all these these comics, these younger generation, they're feminists. I think that, and I've discussed this multiple times, and I have to get your take, that a lot of these women are getting on stage talking about anal and fucking and sucking dick and balls and ass and shitting. And for me, it's like, okay, that's great. You should be able to do whatever you want, but I don't think being
This is what Gloria Steinem fought for.
right. That's what I think. I mean, it's like you should just be able to be funny and not have to talk like a fucking asshole guy. Like that's the thing.
Right, but maybe this is a period of like righting wrongs and sort of wanting to just, or maybe what's the word, like
It's like a
even the
pendulum.
ledger. Yeah,
Right.
and you're just like, and there's sort of a glee of like, I can say like fuck, shit, poop.
But I've been doing that for years. No one fucking
Well,
yeah. Look at me. I can't get a Netflix special because I don't fit the algorithm.
Well,
what's the algorithm?
Stop doing
Exactly.
your sex and shit jokes.
No, I literally Netflix. Like I've never been funnier. Like I get better. You know, you get better as
yeah.
My manager literally verbatim. Well, first of all, I've aged out of Comedy Central.
That was just then, though.
Okay,
That shit like that
now
changes.
I said, come on, I mean, they're not even. They shouldn't even call them specials because, like, literally, someone who's like goes to a bar at night 3 times in his life is getting a fucking Netflix special. He said that they said I don't fit the algorithm.
Oh, I know that because they like micro target. They're like, we're targeting 25 to 35
Okay, but they
men.
love but they come to my show.
Yeah.
Like, I don't, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's like they still think I'm fucking funny, you fucking ass. Ow, I just hit my hand.
That's
you
just
gotta
nice.
fight it.
That's stupid.
But I want to do a whole bit about the algorithm.
Yeah. Yeah. You can call it
Before
your
you
special.
die,
The algorithm.
you see the algorithm.
Yeah.
That's what you should
Here's
call
the
your
algorithm.
special.
Yeah.
The algorithm.
The algorithm. Oh, by the way,
That's
everyone.
a terrible title for a special.
Yeah, I know.
It's, by the
I
way.
am
no offense.
recording an album.
None
This is
taken.
news. Ding, ding, ding.
Oh, you are?
Really?
June. When am I doing it? Let me look
I
it
wanna
up.
come
I
see a
think it's
show.
June. Oh, you have to. June 18th at Westside Comedy Club. I need to pack those fucking seats.
Okay.
June 18th.
On it.
So
June 18th.
it's a Monday, a Monday, a Monday. My mother used to say that, like, you know, when I'd call her. When are you coming?
I'm in DC on June 18th.
Go fuck yourself.
Thank you.
This week's episode of It's Judy Show with Judy Gold is sponsored by BetterHelp. And if you know me, which I think you do because you're listening to my podcast right now, you know that I am a big advocate for therapy. I think it benefits everyone. I think there's so many people who need it, who don't partake. It is so important for your emotional health and well-being. Therapy is fantastic. It is in every stretch of the imagination. And if you're thinking of starting therapy, please do it. But please give BetterHelp a try. It is entirely online. It's designed to be convenient. It's flexible. It suits your schedule. You fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist, and you can switch therapists anytime for no additional charge. I have switched therapists in my life. I've had many, many therapists, and you know, sometimes it's not a great fit for you, but don't give up. Therapy is beneficial. You can learn about yourself, you can process, and just be emotionally healthy. I'm telling you, do it. BetterHelp is great because, you know, when I used to schlep to my therapist's office, it was so annoying. You have to do it, and you sit there and you wait, and then I'm telling you, doing it online is fantastic. And BetterHelp is amazing. I know a lot of people who've used it. So if you're thinking about therapy, go to BetterHelp.com. Let the gratitude flow. This is Gratitude Month, people. So you need to let the gratitude flow with BetterHelp. Visit BetterHelp.com/JudyGold, JudyGold, today, and you will get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/JudyGold. You're welcome.
So, you're a delight, by the way, Rachel.
Thank you,
And
Judah.
everyone get this fucking book, Enough as She Is, How to Help Girls Beyond Impossible Standards of Success to Live Healthy, Happy, and Fulfilling Lives.
Take
Do you
her.
think we'll have...
It's called Enough
It's
as
called
She Is.
Take Her.
Take Her.
Why do I think Kamala Harris is the greatest thing ever in the history of the world?
God, totally.
Like, what is it about her? She's classy. And I love Maxine Waters.
I was about to say, also reclaiming my time.
Right.
Reclaiming my time.
I will not, what, 1 second, not once, like, fuck you.
Yeah.
And all they do, like, how the fuck did they get away with talking about her like that? Okay.
She's a hero.
I love them.
They're both.
Now, we ask our guests, do you know this? 2 questions.
I think I may have been given a small heads up about this.
So the first one is, why are you sunburned?
It's
I
because
was
it's hot
just
in here.
California. Yeah, it's hot in here.
You were?
I just want to tell everyone that's listening, it is 478 degrees.
Actually been a sauna. I lost 3 pounds during this recording.
Yeah, now you don't have to go to your soul cycle class.
Soul cycle.
What do you think? I think,
Yes.
yeah,
I'm gonna say
definitely.
yes.
I'm going to say yes, too.
Yes to what?
We're very pro mental health here. We
Very judgy.
No, we're so not, and we want anyone who suffers from any anxiety, but whatever, depression, to know that do what you have to do. So we always ask all of our guests if they have been on or are taking any sort of drugs for anxiety.
Meds forever. Yeah,
Yes.
Lexapro.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah.
I can't with the
forever.
Lexapro.
Why? I remember you used to take Effexor, right? We both took Effexor at the same time.
I'm back on Effexor.
Oh, is it good for you?
I just started.
I think we were both taking it at the same time.
The problem is. The problem is that my heart rate is like with Effexor.
It's like Adderall. It's like all the kids.
Yeah, I don't know.
No, you don't like it?
No, it's
no
fine.
Lexapro for you? I
had to get off the Lexapro. I wanted to eat all the time. I was on Paxil and I gained 30 pounds. And I was like, they call it Pack It On, apparently.
Really?
Pax It On or Paxon, yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, so I got rid of that. So now I'm doing the Effexor and the Wellbutrin.
Oh, okay. Nice
And
cocktail.
thank you. And then at night, I have a little Trazodone.
Oh, Trazodone is legit.
Terrific.
Dude. That's for real.
I do the 50.
Okay.
Sometimes I fall asleep. I don't even need it, but it's very good.
Yeah, they're not messing around with that.
The other question we ask all our guests: what pisses you off more than anything in the where you are just like, I fucking hate you? Like what?
All right. I mean, I can't. It's hard for me to designate more than anything, but I could give you 2 that
just dropped the phone. First of all, the fucking heat in here. Look,
I think we're all decompensated
Yeah,
at this
go ahead.
point. All right, so go
Can
ahead.
you open the door? Can you
Yes.
do the
Can
thing?
you fan me?
Fuck. All right, I dropped your phone.
Can
Sorry.
someone fan me?
All right, go ahead. What pisses you off so far?
2 things. One, when somebody says, "I'm sorry you feel that way."
Oh, I fucking hate that. That is fucking great.
Everyone who says that is going to burn in hell.
Right.
With a picture of my face
What
on
do you
the wall.
What is the subtext? If you could,
What's going to be saying? Okay, Rachel Simmons.
I'm sorry you feel
said
that way.
that too.
But what is the subtext of I'm sorry you feel that way?
It's I'm so sorry that you're so reactive.
Right.
Usually, I'm sorry you feel that way comes right after. That's my experience, and this is your experience, right? That's like the progressive, So it's basically like, I'm sorry that you took offense at this thing that I had nothing to do with.
Right, but also the I'm sorry part is the wrong part because they're not fucking sorry.
That's what they're saying. They're saying, I'm not sorry.
Manipulative.
Right.
I'm sorry.
It's fucking
I'm sorry
bullshit.
this is so hard for you.
Who does that more often? Men or women? Says I'm sorry you feel that way.
Oh God, I don't know.
That's yeah.
I don't know. I gotta tell you. Can I tell you the other thing that really pisses
of course.
me off?
I love that. Shit.
I'm a single mom by choice.
What? Okay.
Ding. And a single. I don't
Wait,
like it when
can I
married
just-
people. What? Yeah. Can you just?
Is the sperm Jewy?
Half Jew, half Z. It's actually great to have half Z because Jews are so crazy that
I
I'm
know.
Really happy
You
to
get
have
a little
half
less
Z.
mental illness
Yeah,
then.
like hopefully less for my daughter.
Yeah. What was the other half?
Like maybe Irish.
Oh, that's good. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. Go ahead, Decker.
Because they're so even tempered. Go ahead. All right.
So when married people are like, I'm a single parent this week because my wife's out of town.
I can't with that shit.
I want to hurt those people.
Wait,
it's hard for
What
me.
does that even mean?
I'm a single parent
I'm a
this
single
week.
mom because my wife's away or my husband's out of town,
Right.
and I'm single parenting.
All right.
Yeah,
No, you're not. Are you the sole breadwinner for your family? Like, are you the only person that it gets called when there's a problem?
Right.
Like, yeah, no,
This
not so much.
Here's another thing. When I talk to comics and they're like, I'm so fucking tired. And I just want to fucking, really? Do you have to get up at 6 a.m. and make fucking lunches and then take your kid to school? You
After
fucking
you went to
ass.
bed at 2 o'clock in the morning from a club.
Oh my God, I'm
That's
just,
right.
I
I never
can't.
thought about how you had to do that.
Ugh, it was horrible.
Because my only other friend who's a comic, like Ari, sends me messages at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Right. And I can't go to sleep.
And
And
he
it's
wakes
like,
up at noon.
wait, this is the other thing. Why don't you just go to sleep at like 11 o'clock? Because that's not my clock,
performing.
you fucking piece of shit.
Yeah.
That sucks.
It is. I used to do it, and then I get up, I take them to school, but then I would try to like go back to bed. It's hard because then you're not getting. I don't know.
I have
What?
one more thing that I was
What?
just thinking about, which is when my daughter was like maybe 2.
Yeah.
We were at a playground talking to this married woman who I don't know that well, but whatever. She's like in my
Married to a
social circle,
man?
married to a man, and she was like making conversation with me, and she was like, "So, we were talking about cooking," and I was like, "What do you like to cook?" And she's like, "Blah blah blah," and then she goes, "What do you like to cook?" And then she goes, "Oh yeah, but you don't have a family, so." Like, in other words, like I'm probably eating out of a can or something. Tucker.
She did not.
I swear to God.
What'd you say?
I was like, I mean, I was just
Right, in
aghast,
shock,
right?
yeah.
And I was also like very new mom.
Right.
I think if somebody said that to me now, I would just like put them over my
Wait.
knee and like.
Have you ever
spank
bumped
them.
into that cunt again?
No, I've fully seen her. I don't think she registered what kind of remark that was. And every time my little girl says, "Mama, I love our family," which is like me and her and the dog, I'm like, "Yeah, fuck you."
Yeah,
to,
you
like,
fucking cunt.
you know, like it was, yeah.
That's a beautiful
That's
family.
I
horrible.
know. Families come in all shapes. man.
family.
Yeah.
Does your mother help a lot with Esty?
Yeah, once a month. Once a month she comes. She's
for how
actually
long?
coming tomorrow. She usually comes for about 3 nights. It's excellent. And then, it's really helpful. I mean, because most of my income is from traveling and speaking.
Right.
Hire me. And just kidding.
What?
No, she's not
put
just
this food
kidding.
in my mouth.
Hire her.
Anyway, a lot of my income is from that, and so
Right.
yeah,
And what does your father help?
negative.
Right. And does Joshy Washi come and help?
He comes once a year out, not really to help. He lives in California.
Right. Does he have
He's
a
San
boyfriend?
Francisco. He has a husband and 4 dogs.
4 dogs?
Yeah. It's a lot of dogs.
Does he say,
And like 5 vacuums.
Wait, this is the other thing. This is the other thing that fucking pisses me off. Here are my kids, and it's a fucking picture of their cat and their fucking dog. That, first of all,
Yeah.
oh, you're like, oh, let me see a picture of your kids. These are my cats. It's like, really? Oh, that's
Yeah.
so interesting. Because what I do is I have a little door that my kids can climb through to go outside, and I have a bowl of water and some food. And I mean,
Right.
Get related.
Do you call WAG for your kids too?
yeah.
I also related like people's OkCupid like dating profile pictures with their animals.
Oh, I
They're, like,
can't.
selfies with their dogs.
Right.
I find that to be an immediate turn on.
But also the look at a picture of my dog, it's like your dog looks like every other dog of that breed.
Yeah.
You know, it's not, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
just dog back.
Okay, everyone hates me. By the way, I love dogs. And I had cats.
She actually,
love dogs, too.
in
I love
fairness
dogs.
to Judy asked me about my now deceased dog. Like one of
Right.
the first questions she asked
Yes.
was, "How's my dog?" Which
Right.
I give you a lot of points for that.
Thank you. I love
Tucker.
dogs. All right. So where can people? People can buy Enough as She Is on the Amazon,
On the Amazon,
on the
Rachel-
Barnes and Noble,
on the Indie Bound,
and in most bookstores.
participating bookstores.
And then where are you going to be?
God, where am I going to be? Nowhere.
Well, you're
follow
doing. You
her.
work. You
I'm
you
on
are.
the road all the time. You can go to my website, rachelsimmons.com. To
That's
find
2 M's, you assholes.
And
Find out
Instagram, Twitter
at jewish.com
Rachel J.
to find out. Oh, yeah, at Rachel J. Simmons, at me. I love reading my ads.
Yeah.
What's at? What is that?
At Rachel J. Simmons on Twitter and Instagram.
Thanks, Hennessy.
Follow.
You're so lucky to have Hennessy. Do you
God,
appreciate
don't.
Hennessy?
Yes, I do.
Baruch Hu atah Adonai
I'm
sorry, I just really bring out the Jew in me, Judy.
This is the best day.
I think this was a really. I had so much
I had the
fun.
best
Thank
time. I
you
haven't
for
laughed
coming.
like that in
I know. I
ages.
have not giggled.
That was a lot of good laughing.
Rachel, will you come back?
I'd love to. You say that's all the guests, though.
No, I don't. Listen.
Can we be in a climate-controlled room?
Yeah.
Next
Please,
time?
This is fucking getting on my nerves. The other thing is, I'm going to say something so bad right now that you're going to get so annoyed. So come back when you have another book.
Thanks, Ma.
Rachel, you're welcome
Thanks,
to
Ma.
come back. The next one is Enough as She Is.
I feel
It's
like
not enough.
Yeah, it's never enough. It's never enough.
Say hi to Esty.
I will. Maybe.
Say hi to your mother.
I hope.
I don't know if she remembers
I hope
me.
to see you in New England.
Yes, you'll see
of course
me.
she does. You're like famous.
Yeah, tell her I said hi.
And to Josh.
And to Joshy Washi. Dennis, I'll write to him.
And June 18th, West Side Comedy Club.
Yeah, but I have
We'll be
other
recording an
gigs.
album.
Wait, what other gigs do I have? Oh, June 16th. I'm at the Raz Room in New Hope. It's such an annoying name of a club.
Why don't you perform in Northampton when you come up?
Oh, that's a good idea. Do they have a club there?
Gig, yeah.
What club?
The Hampton.
The Iron
Club.
Horse.
All right,
Club.
I'll do
You
it.
could perform there. It'd be amazing. I'm serious. Let's
Okay, I'll do it. I'm doing the LPAC benefit at Town Hall, which is honoring Billie Jean King.
Oh, that's funny.
Who you played tennis with
I did.
recently.
I recently did.
Are you serious?
I am.
I
yes.
just wrote her an email and she didn't write me back.
Oh,
Take
she
care.
hates you. I'm going to be at the Art House in Provincetown on May 26th. That's Memorial Day weekend. What else am I doing?
Oh, the Art House.
I just did another episode of Friends from College. So now I'm recovering. Anyway.
Should I watch that show?
I don't know. I haven't watched.
Which one?
By the way, I think my BO is raging, and I just want to say,
Really?
can you guys smell me?
No, not at all.
I'm starting to smell myself in the room.
It's cool.
Wait. No, I smell pretty. I took a nice shower.
I smell like that gym
Nice.
that you were with Ben.
Anyway, Hennessy, do you have anything to say? How's the transition going?
This was awesome.
Yeah.
It's going all right, I think. Yeah.
All right.
good.
Are you doing more hormones now or no?
No, I'm staying on a very, very small dose.
Mm-hmm.
The doctor said I already had an excess of testosterone
Duh.
before I started, so
Yeah.
I don't need that much.
And does anyone call you a girl ever?
Today, actually, when I was getting your coffee, the chick was like, ma'am, and I turned around and she was like, oh, I'm sorry. And I said, it's cool, I'm pretty. And she said, a little bit. So I'm not.
Oh, so there was a little bit of maybe fingering going on in there.
There was some She
Right.
definitely wanted to be fingered.
Okay,
So
that's good.
So yeah, it's pretty good.
Nice guns, by the way.
Oh,
Yeah.
Thank you.
Like the guns.
He's really into his fucking.
Yeah, I see.
Yeah.
It looks good.
Coming after Mateo Lane.
Oh God! All right, listen. Thank you all for listening.
Thank you for having me, Judy.
You're welcome. You were terrific, Rachel. Terrific.
Thank you.
And thank you all for listening to Kill Me Now. And as we always say,
Subscribe.
oh yeah, subscribe and come on, because I fucking gotta make some money. I'm not making any money doing this. All right,
Subscribe on iTunes. And if you haven't listened on iTunes in a while, go back and subscribe again. We're gonna
Wait, what
fix the
about
site. We're
Android?
gonna
People want to know where to
Subscribe and rate.
I thought we're on SoundCloud.
Rate it.
Yeah, rate it, you
Rate
fuckheads.
it. Don't hate it.
5 stars.
What about SoundCloud?
I have to do that manually. So let me just.
That's what she said.
I need to. Yes,
Yeah.
that's-
Sorry.
that
Are you
is-
so immature?
Yeah,
I love
Take
it.
care.
That'll
Take care.
never get old. So yeah, look, I am working on getting at the last company we were at with what were they, shit.com?
Yeah. Play.shit.
Play.shit, thanks. Shit. That's your second confession today.
Yeah.
Hurt myself.
They for some reason wouldn't let us post on any platforms, and so even though whatever. So look, I'm working on it. It's gonna be up there.
Okay.
Getting it on platforms. You're gonna have it on your Android. You'll have it on Judy's website. Just give me a second. Because I need to also work and make money and pay rent, and then I'll get right on it.
Okay. Well, you wouldn't have to do that if we could make some fucking money from this.
That's true too.
Fucking...
Yeah.
All right.
If
Listen.
you want us to sponsor anything, if you have a business or a product
anything.
or whatever,
I'm a really good pusher.
but you push them in.
Yeah.
But if you do want to, hit us up, info@judygold.com, and let us know, because it's not just up to the agency we're with anymore. We have a little more freedom over your show now.
Yeah,
and so
thanks.
we can sponsor whoever we want. So if we're into your product or into your service and we like you, we'll talk about you on the show.
Amen. All right. And as we always say, so long.
And everything was wonderful. I'll see you soon. Thank you for the visit. So long.